This is a fan-generated show. If you would like to support us, please go to jamieglazov.com and also don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. All your support is greatly appreciated.
Good evening. Welcome to the Glazov Gang. Tonight, the coming Bolshevik reign of terror, USA. With us this evening, back by popular demand, Will Johnson, the founder of Unite America First. Will, what an honor and a pleasure to have you back.
Happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
So, Will, on your show, one of your shows recently, fascinating discussion, and you were discussing this list that the left is making or has made or is in the process of making of Trump supporters. And you discuss how this is a sign of what is to come with the Biden-Kamala era that might hit us. Let's begin with that. What do you make of that?
You know, actually, there's a website, and to my understanding, AOC started this website, or she has ties to this website, where they're gathering all the names of people who worked on the Trump administration, who had any part to play in the Trump administration. And to my understanding, anyone who supported President Trump during his administration, and they put them all on this list to prevent them from getting jobs in the future, meaning that they would never, ever hold a job. And so basically what's going to end up happening is that they get all these Republicans that can't hold a job, and guess who they look for assistance? The government. So that's their way. That's the way I look at it. That's their way on getting people that goes against the government taking care of them to be forced to have the government take care of them.
Will, this is so frightening just imagining this. Now, when Trump was the president, we still had the persecution of him by the left. So just imagine when Trump isn't the president and then the left gets the executive office, and God knows what they're going to start doing with the intelligence agencies, with the media, with Hollywood. They'll have control on almost every sphere. Something is quite horrifying about this. We can feel a certain reign of terror coming because it never stopped. But now if the presidency has Biden and Kamala, and with this talk of the list now, it seems ominous, right?
Well, I'm gonna have to say something, because you're saying that Biden and Kamala Harris is already in there. There's still a chance for President Trump to still have another 4 years. Mm-hmm. And it's because of all these court cases that are taking place. You have all of the liberal media, the big tech companies, all of the Democrats, of course, and even Fox News, all ignoring the fact that we had fraudulent stuff take place. Now, me personally, I haven't seen it, but I have seen videos. And because we've seen these videos take place, then we should address it, because what happened is that the law has been broken. And if we do not address these laws that have been broken, what kind of country are we? We are becoming a lawless country. And to talk about what you were just saying, you're 100% correct. The Democrats have been doing all this tyranny.
Yeah, just a sec, Will. I just want to interrupt for 1 second. We're definitely on the same page. We're praying for a miracle. We're praying for the election fraud to be unveiled and all of that. I'm just saying, hypothetically, if things go that way and Biden and Kamala get in, what it could mean. That's all.
And that's and that's what I was getting ready to touch on, because you were absolutely right. The past 4 years under President Trump, they've already been trying to implement tyranny as much as possible onto us. And if Biden, or if it's a Harris-Biden that's in the White House, the big tech companies, they're going to double down. They already are doubling down. They're censoring President Trump as we speak. They're censoring conservatives. And if I was a Democrat, I would be upset, because they're censoring information for me making my own decision about stuff. You know, I was just looking at, and I haven't really been watching the news here lately, because I just needed a break from it, because they're not talking about anything else. They're not talking about what's happening. They're only talking about this pandemic. And talking about the pandemic, they're showing lines of people getting, cars of people in lines, vehicles, as far as the eye can see, waiting to get food. This is like Venezuela, and they're all happy because this is the people depending on the government. It's like Venezuela overnight. and it's happening right before our very eyes. So yeah, the Democrats, the socialist left, right now they have been implementing all of this stuff against us ever since President Trump has been in office. So once at some point they're going to get in power,
Yeah.
and once they do, we're in big trouble. It's going to be like nothing other than like Nazi Germany all over again.
Well, exactly. And so Nazi Germany, the Bolshevik reign of terror, you know, yeah, exactly. And we can feel it. We can feel it coming. We can feel it coming. And with this list, it's the first sign. And you know, Will, I think about, let's say, off the top of my head, Candace Owens writing a tweet the other day, a man is not a woman is not a man. That gets taken down for hate speech. So this is hate speech now. Now, and that's a reflection of where we're headed. Right now, it's just happening on Twitter, on a lot. Well, wait a minute. It's not just happening on Twitter. We know that certain laws are being made, etc. But my point is, within a certain while, it's not just going to be losing your Twitter account. Police officers may be at your door for us saying something like that, right?
You're absolutely right. I mean, it's happening on Twitter, it's happening on Facebook, it's happening on YouTube. When you say something that goes against what they want, then they will attack you. They'll shut you down, they'll censor you. Candace Owens saying a man is a man and a woman is a woman. Can we get the fact checkers on that? I mean, can we get the fact checkers to fact check that? Why would they remove that? Why would they censor her? I mean, see, the problem is people's minds have been completely rotten to the core. They no longer believe what is factual information. They only believe the lies that they're being told. And it's absolutely disgusting. And me personally, I truly believe what the word says, and I'm talking about the Bible, and I truly believe that we're living in the last days. Now, people have said that many times in the past, and I get it. I understand. But never before have we ever seen the world in this condition. Never before has the world been where it is with the technology, where we have locusts all in Africa, millions of crops, where we have the fires, the earthquakes, the pestilence. We've never had it. We never had Israel, Jerusalem being labeled the capital of Israel. It's never been like that in our lifetime or in the past, 100 years, 200 years? So people don't really realize how the situation, what the situation really is. And I know a lot of people say, oh, okay, he's going way out there. He's going way out there. He's talking about biblical stuff. He's talking about the Bible. I mean, seriously, it's not just me. People see the writing on the wall.
And Will, in my opinion, you'd have to be a blind moron to make that criticism at this stage of what you're saying, because it's just so obvious. And years back, maybe we couldn't envision what it meant that those that don't have the mark of the beast won't be able to buy or sell. But now we can actually understand that in terms of, you know, the social media, in terms of the iPhone, in terms of the chip. We can see what that means. I mean, we already know, and we're getting the feel for this. Whatever this vaccine's going to be, if you don't take it, you might never get on a plane again. Your health care might get taken. Your bank account might get taken. Who knows what they're going to do, right?
You're absolutely right. You won't be able to go to a ball game. You won't be able to go to the movie theater. You won't be able to hold a job. You won't be able to go just get a hamburger. You won't be able to walk outside unless you have your proof of vaccination. That's where we're getting to. Nancy Pelosi and the House and the other House Democrats, they came up with a policy with this whole stimulus plan where they want to remove all of the currency from the United States of America and do a credit score and do a credit plan where everyone cashless, 100% cashless, because they were talking about the virus being on the currency. This is what we are at that point. We're at that point. And it's not, and what, Jamie, is what's really interesting. It's almost like we're talking about this like it's science fiction, like it's in a movie, like it's not real, but we're just talking about maybe one day in the future, but it's here now.
Yeah, and absolutely, Will. And I want to be careful here in terms of being humble that, of course, I don't, or we don't understand a lot, we don't see a lot, But there are things that we do see is we're discussing. And so I'll just speak for myself that recently, like there's a lot of times when something's happening, I kind of just laugh to myself, maybe even in a sad way, or maybe in a celebratory way too, because we know that Christ is real and we can have a discussion of that. But, you know, I was going through a drive-through recently, and what do you know? They don't have change. Oh, they don't have loose change. But now it's not just loose change. Now they don't have dollar bills. Now, and I just laugh because, of course, this is going to happen, right?
Yeah. Yeah, you're 100% right. Or some places they'll ask you to round it up. They'll ask you to round it up. We're becoming a cashless society, and there's even the apps. I mean, seriously, we're getting conditioned to go cashless 100%. You can purchase stuff with the apps that you have on your mobile devices now. I mean, they have the Google Pay and they have the Apple Pay where you can purchase items in the store using those devices. And what a lot of people don't know, because people don't really, the people that don't use it, for example, like the Apple Pay, when you go into a store and you use your credit card and you'll sit there and you're watching the transaction, and then after a couple of seconds it come back and says approve. But if you use Apple Pay, it's instant. It's immediate. There's no waiting. People we're getting conditioned.
Yeah, and Will, I gotta tell you that I'm just so over this mask. Like, and again, I have to. Yes, of course, we understand. Perhaps older people that are afraid, or people with underlying conditions. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about a healthy young male or female outside coming up to you with two masks on. Like, Will, I'll just be honest with you. I just can't even talk to these people anymore. And in some ways, it's very personal to me. I consider them complicit with the New World Order. If you're a young, healthy person, you're wearing the symbol of submission to the Luciferian deep state, I can't be your friend. I don't even want to talk to you. I also don't understand why people are waving to me with a mask on and talking to me with a mask on. I don't know who you are. I can't recognize you. Just the whole thing's very bizarre. But I've walked away now from certain people that I know that voluntarily, enthusiastically wear the mask. And I don't mean just because you have to do it at a store. You know what I mean. They're saying that they are slaves of the New World Order, right?
That's exactly what they're saying. When I'm out and I see people by themselves, walking the dog, riding the bike, walking the park, whatever it is, and they're by themselves and they have on a mask, first thing go to my head is that they're liberal and that they completely just go along with this New World Order and don't even question it. Now, I saw a meme the other day and I thought it was pretty funny. They said, you think that the mask is going to help you. So let's say you put the mask on your backside and you fart. Everyone smells it. So how is the mask protecting anybody? Some people have on underwear and jeans and you still smell it. How is a mask helping anybody? The mask is not doing anything but a control mechanism to get people to comply to something that they think is actually helping them, and it's not.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's making us just look at each other as germs. It's just something so satanic about it.
Yeah.
Will, we got to go, but let's end on, I think, the most important thing to say, and you said it in your recent show, with all of these arguments and discussions, really what's being said between the lines, often not between the lines, but really, this is really a war on Christians and Christianity. Of course, on others and on other religions, absolutely. We see the war against the Jewish people in New York, especially the synagogues. We got that. But there's something very anti-Christian and anti-Christ here, right?
You're 100% correct. The first thing they're going to do, they're going to go after conservatives in this country. And then the next thing after that is going to be Christianity, because Christianity is in the way of them doing their sinister ways, them being 100% demonic. And that's what's happening right now. And it is even written in the Bible that we will be hated because of Christ. And we are seeing it. We are that generation. I would love to be wrong. because I would love to grow old, have grandchildren, sugar them up, and send them home. I'm selfish that way. That's what I want. I want to be able to do that. I want to have a successful life. I'm
Yeah.
selfish that way. But what I'm seeing take place is that I'm questioning if I would even have the opportunity that so many others in the past have had to be able
Yeah.
to do that.
We're heading into something quite dark, I fear, but we also don't fear, because fear is lack of faith. And we rely on the Lord Jesus Christ, whose blood has already conquered evil and saved us, correct?
Yep, absolutely. You're 100% correct. Let me say one more thing, because I said this the last time we were on with you.
I really like when you say you're 100% correct. You can say that lots of times, but go ahead.
Hey, when you're right, you're right. I mean, 2 + 2 is 4, and no one can. Well, you have people disagree with it, but anyways, I said this, and it was off camera last time. If Biden Harris is in the White House, we would have become a completely lawless country, and it's because you have them completely ignoring the law. You remember during the debates, President Trump said he's the law and order president during the campaign. He's the law and order president. Joe Biden could not say law and order because he's not for law and order. The Democrats are not for law and order. They are breaking the law. Someone needs to be held accountable. And if it doesn't take place, no one will ever again trust our electoral system in this country. It's completely gone. The integrity is gone 100%.
Absolutely. Always a privilege and a pleasure to hear your words of wisdom and your strong faith. Keep up the good fight, Will.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much. And ladies and gentlemen, Will Johnson. Follow him at Unite America First. And we'll see you soon on the Glazov Gang. Good night.